Hello, my wonderful students. Welcome back to my channel. So, today we are going to see chapter number 6 English Braille. Okay, so in this lesson, we are going to learn about how the Braille script was invented. The Braille alphabets was invented along with the lesson explanation, question and answer, grammar part. Let us write all chapter explanation including the answers. Okay, and students, those who want to join the tuition for the class, I have already created the timetable for class 3, 4 and 5 for tuition. Those who are interested can join the tuition. You can message me to this number 74186 19174 and ask for tuition details. Or if you need only worksheet for your exam practice, then what you have to do is go to the description, click join the channel to get access to question paper. Click that, you can, it will take you to worksheet. You have to pay monthly 119, so that I'll be sending the worksheet. Click option number 3 and join 119 every month. I'll be sending worksheet. Or if you want to join the tuition, you can join. For class 3 is 400, class 5 and 6 is monthly 600. This is via Google Meet. Okay, so now we will go into the lesson 6 Braille. Long ago in France, a little boy named Louis Braille was playing outside his home. It was he was 3 years old. His father, a blacksmith, was working nearby. Louis started playing with the tool around him. So what happened long ago? So France is a place. There a little boy named Louis Braille was playing outside his home. So he started playing because he's very small. He's only 3 years old. His father is a blacksmith. So students, who is a blacksmith? We already know who is a blacksmith is called as. So blacksmith is a person who works with iron and steel materials. Okay. So next what happened? Louis started playing with the tools around him. Suddenly, a sharp tool pierced his eye. He cried out of pain. What happened while playing with the tools? Look at this. He is Louis Braille. He is playing with some tool which is very, very sharp, and it got pierced in his eyes. So what happened? Due to pain, he started crying. Within few days, he became blind in one eye. Oh my God. So what happened? Within few days, he became blind now. The other eye also got infected and he became totally blind. Okay, what happened? One eye got infected and he got blind. After few days, the second eye also got infected and he got totally blind now. So in 1819, Louis was 10 years old. So he was 10 years old now. Got admission in Royal Institute of Young Blind Person in Paris. Okay, so what happened now? He went to an institute called Royal Institute for Young Blind Person in the place Paris. He learned letters by using wood cloth or pins arranged in pin cushions. What happened? There is a special way of teaching for blind person there by using wood cloth or pins arranged in pin cushions. Around this time, an army man named Captain Charles Barber de la Surrey had invented something called night writing. So what happened? He invented something called night writing. It was an alphabet of raised dots and dashes that soldiers could read with their fingers in the dark. What happened in army? So mostly it will be dark. So what he invented? He invented raised dots so that they can able to touch the dots and identify what letter is it. However, it was too difficult and therefore it is not successful. So what happened? This is not success. The night writing was not successful because it was little difficult to identify the word or a sentence. But Lewis, now a teenager, so now what happened? Lewis is teenager, maybe around 13 or 13 plus now, became interested in the simplified it. So what happened? Now he is simplifying it. He gave the world the Braille alphabet. Okay, now he created a Braille alphabet. So look at this picture. So this picture is known as Braille alphabet. Okay, so mostly the dots are there. So for A we have one dot and B we have two dots and C we have dots like horizontal, vertical and cross dots, straight dots, four dots. So there are different types of dots from A to B. So for example, if I want to make a word cat, cat, then what I have to do? For C I'll be taking these two. So C. Next what I will do for A, and for T, where is T? T is here. So I'll be writing T. Okay, this is C A T, cat. Okay, so Braille invented this alphabet which is called Braille alphabet. Okay. Thus, a blind person thought the world to see. So, what happened now? He is blind. Louis is blind, but he invented this Louis Braille. So, everyone around this world can see, including a blind person. So, that is very important. Thus, blind person thought the world to see. Braille is the method of reading through touch. So, you have to touch and read it. As you can see in the figure, there is one braille symbol for each of the 26 symbols letter of English alphabet. Yes, if you see, we have braille script for all letters A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. So we have all letters for the braille script. Okay. But brailles require more space. This is because the letter cannot be written too close together. Since braille required more space, the braille book is thicker than the regular printed book. Yes, because if I write too closer, what I will do, I can able to touch the next dot also. So it will be very difficult. So what we have to do, we have to always give a space. For example, if I am writing a cat, how I will write? So I will be writing like this. So C, then I will leave more space, then I will write A, then I will write T. So I will be leaving more space. Okay. 1 minute, students. Alright. So next. Braille is not just for people with blindness. Even people with sight can learn Braille too. What happened? Braille is not for complete blindness. Those who are finding difficult to see with any sight problems, they can also use Braille tool. Then they can write small poems and stories in Braille. So they what they can do, they don't only read the words, they can also write using Braille script, like how I did for cat. Okay, now we have completed this one. So we have question and answer. So we will write one by one. Describe the Braille alphabet. So what is a Braille alphabet? I'll take a blank paper, students, and I'll write the answer. If you want, you can copy one by one. Okay, I have written the question and answer. So first question, describe the Braille's alphabet. Okay, so describe the Braille alphabet. The Braille alphabet is a system of raised dots that can be read by touch. Each letter of English alphabet has unique Braille symbol made up of pattern of raised dots. This method helped blind to read alphabets. Okay, next. Why was night writing was not successful? Why was it not successful? So night writing was not success because it was too difficult to understand and use. The system of raised dots and dashes was a complicated, so it was widely not accepted. Okay, it is little complicated, so that is the reason the night writing was not acceptable widely. Okay, what did Louis Braille do to make reading easier to the blind? So what he did, so Louis Braille simplified the system of night writing and created the Braille alphabet. His invention made it easier for blind people to read by using the sense of touch. So that is very important. That is the reason this Louis Braille system was successful. Okay. Next. Think and discuss. You may have seen blind with blindless walking with white cane. Why is cane always white colored? So this is a question they're asking. Let me write answer for this also. This is not your exam questions, but I want you to know this answer. Okay, so the answer is you may have seen blind people walking with white can. So the answer is the can is white so that people easily seen by others. Okay, so the cane is white so that it can be seen easily by others. It helps people identify that person using it is a blind person so that they can offer any help or be careful around them. We should not hit them. We should leave space for them while walking. It is also a symbol of independence of visually impaired people. Okay, so this one is very very important. So whenever we see those kind of people, the people having disabilities to see, so we have always need to allow space for them to walk. Okay. Imagine that the world becomes dark for a day and there is no light. What difficulties might one face on such day? So very difficult, students. So without light, people would face many challenges like not being seen where they're going, difficult to read, difficult to cook, working, doing other activities, everything will be difficult. It will be harder to recognize people, avoid obstacles and stay safe. Sometimes we might go hit somewhere in the dark place also. So this situation help us to understand how hard it is for blind people and why tools like braille and white canes is so very important to them. Okay. Next, close your eyes, pick up an object. So this is like an activity, let us speak. So close your eyes, pick up an object, keep the object back. Now complete the sentence and share with the classmates. My object in my hand was dash in shape. Okay, so that you can take any object, students. Okay, you can have any object, this like an activity. So you can, if you take a ball, then you can tell them the object in my hand was round in shape. Okay, the object in my hand was dash longer or shorter than my forehead. So like this you can give clues and they have to find out the answer. It's like an activity. You can play with your friends or you can play with your cousins, everyone. Okay, next, my object in my hand was a dash. Add two or more line to describe the object. You can take any object and you have to describe the object line by line. For example, if I have a pencil as an object, then I will say that I have an object which is very important for writing. Then this object will have sharp edges. So eraser is the very close friend of the object. Then they can I easily able to identify the object is pencil. Okay. So next let us listen. So we will do the next page from part 2 video, students. I am splitting this part 1 and part 2. So next I will complete in part 2 video. Okay, all right, students, be safe, and those who want to interested in join tuition, you can message me to the number. I'm dropping my number here, 7418619174. Either you can call me during weekends or you can WhatsApp me, ma'am, I want to join tuition. 7418619174. Tuition is going to be very, very important. I'll be giving exam question papers for practice. Worksheets will be given. Weekly revision test will be there. Okay. All the best, students. Bye bye and take care.